Hello and welcome to our review for the 11th episode in the 7th season of The 100. We just got done watching Etherea, and I have to say it was an interesting episode. The way they kind of just pulled Bellamy away from all the other characters and had um, those interactions with that new character, which I don't think most people were expecting. They knew Bellamy was dead, but they didn't know where he was. I remember thinking that maybe he's just like floating somewhere in some space. Like, I don't know. Not quite dead, not quite alive, between life and death. But this is far better. This is more interesting. Now he can have more interesting interactions with our main crew. We saw right at the end of the episode, he's not really an ally to them anymore. He's going to try and be as selfless as possible because he, I think, recognized in this episode that a lot of the horrible things that he has done has been for his people, and he doesn't want to be like that anymore. And that makes a lot of sense. He killed all those grounders that were sent to protect the Arcadians in their sleep, and he was trying to do what was right for his people, and it made it so that he couldn't see the right choice right in front of him the whole time. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see how he kind of struggles with that over the next few episodes. We only have a couple more left, but I think he will end up being more of a friend to our group. I think he's going to come back because all he did right there was just try and get everybody to be honest with each other because he trusts Bill. He thinks Bill actually has some wisdom now based on everything that he saw and everything that he went through. I mean, he may have just simply hallucinated seeing Bill in the cavern. That makes a lot of sense to me. He hadn't had a lot of food and who knows how much water. Actually, he probably had a way to get water out of the snow. He's got earth skills, right?
Yeah, fire plus snow.
I mean, what did you think of the episode in general?
I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed, I think they're doing a lot of flashbacks, flash forwards in this season, which I actually kind of enjoy, because it adds a lot more backstory and fills things in. Like, the fact that Doucette was even, I feel like we called this, or at least I called this, when Bellamy first disappeared. Oh yeah, obviously he just went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, come on. The freaking open portal is right behind him. Even if he died and went somewhere else, I was pretty confident that he went somewhere else, you know? Anyways, I kind of got off track there.
I wasn't sure that the conductor, it made sense that he got through because we only really saw Bellamy go into the portal, and I guess he was holding on to the conductor while that was happening, but in my mind, I thought I saw the conductor fall over.
Yeah.
So I was a little confused on that.
They don't show him, in that little memory snippet that they showed right at the beginning. They didn't really show him, going, the other guy, Doucette, going through.
Yeah, it's just too quick, I guess, is the whole argument. Oh, we barely got any, we got one frame of Bellamy flying in there based off that one soldier's memory. So, kind of weird. Sorry, I cut you off. You were saying something.
I forgot what I was talking about, so it's all good.
Well, I remember while you were talking there, I was thinking a little bit about some of the lines I really liked in this episode. I thought it was really well written, and the kind of quips they had back and forth with each other. They definitely called back at least two lines. One was something about, have a little faith. First, it was, Doucette saying to Bellamy when he threw the rope down, have a little faith in me. And then Bellamy's like, look, we have to do this now, have a little faith. We got to climb the second rock face. And it was interesting how that was similar. But there's definitely at least one other thing where they said the same line to each other.
Don't you people say thank you?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you say thank you for where you're from? Something like that.
Yeah. That was cool, the way they used each other's lines, because that was Bellamy at first, and then quoted by Doucette.
I feel like this is the one thing that we always disagree on in the 100. You love when they do that with quotes, with those speech, and I hate it. I think it's so trite. I just don't like it.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool.
It's not the worst, obviously. It's not bad writing. It's just
it's obvious writing.
It's obvious writing. Yeah. It's oh.
But it showed that they were getting along and learning from each other. That wasn't just a one-way street. Who knows if Doucette's gonna play a bigger role in this season, but I think that if Bellamy does come around, it'll be because of what he showed Doucette, and Doucette kind of reminding him of the importance of caring for each other and the people that are right in front of you versus just all people, because there's definitely value in caring about the people that are right in front of you, because those are the people that you can most easily influence and protect and make the biggest difference for. But obviously that can lead down some dark paths. Bellamy's very, very familiar with that, whereas Doucette, he's never really had people that he could be very selfish towards or care a lot about, and maybe this excursion with Bellamy showed him, you know, what it's like to actually care about another human being as an individual versus just collectively caring about them. But I don't know. It seems like maybe he wasn't as influenced as Bellamy. You know, he was saying, I'm lighter because of the way I care about people, and you're burdened by your selfish desires. I felt a little bit let down with the light being scene. I thought the guy said that Bill did to see their testament was like walk into the light, and it seemed very, very much like when they didn't show us the testament, then it was like maybe we'll get a little bit later in the episode. And then
what do you mean the testament?
Of the light beings, the people that transcended in the cave. There was like 3 people in the cave. They said that Bill saw their testament when he went into the cave of Sen. I think he simply like touched the light and he could see like memories of them ascending and the process, and that's why he knows about what's potentially in store for humanity.
Oh.
And
I missed that part. I totally took it as like those 3 beings were like his kids and his wife.
I mean, maybe there's more to it
and
than that. And
he just like extrapolated from there, because if he had the same experience that Bellamy had, you know.
I mean, maybe it is those, like you said, it could be related to those 3 people, but I thought that he just touched the people, the light beings.
When did they say that?
As they saw the light beings. It's like what Doucette was saying.
Oh.
He said, at least that's the way I interpreted what he said. And then later on, when Bellamy was having his hallucination, I thought he was going to have that vision of transcendence. He went towards the light, he was about to touch it, he went outside, and it was the storm breaking, which I'm sure has, you could really break down that scene for symbolism. There's a lot of symbolism there, and you know, I'm not the literature major here. I'm not the person who really understands these things, but I thought it was cool that they were using that that motif, and I think it kind of probably goes with the title of the episode. We talked a little bit about how the word means going towards the light at the top of the hill, but there's more to that word that's saying than that literal interpretation. Like, how do you get there? You gotta rise above your, I guess, darker instincts, the selfish instincts that make you care only about those who are close to you. And then once you do, the storm breaks and your path becomes
clear. Yeah,
manageable at least. The way they jumped off the ledge was interesting, a leap of faith. It was, you know, very religious, like the entire episode, like a lot of the themes in this show. But I think they'll call back to it. I think there'll be something that, you know, Bellamy's wisdom, maybe we didn't see everything that happened. And they'll do some flashbacks to Etherea later. They'll maybe go back to Etherea for something that they need. I mean, we still don't know much about the cave people that descended. How did they get the orbs to work? How did they have the knowledge? How did they get there in the first place? Like, were these stones all built and then sent out to planets with life that could eventually become intelligent? Did they make the life on these planets intelligent and then hope that they could join them? Why do they need people to join them? Why do they want people to join them? Is this some kind of dark ritual where they're just going to feed off the life energy of people regardless of what happens, whether or not they're good or evil? Because to me, the light beings, they were just kind of frozen, reminded me a lot of the crystal giants. Maybe it doesn't matter if you pass this test or not. Maybe they want there to be lots of people. draw it out as long as possible and then feed off of the planet and whatever life it's been able to spring up. I don't know.
Lots of questions.
I think we'll get some answers soon. I hope we do.
We got at least one answer this episode, or two answers technically, because like the key thing and then the Bellamy thing.
Well, we still don't know what the eggs were for. I think.
I don't think we're gonna go back to Etherea. Just like I don't think we're going back to what is it? It's not Bardo, is it?
Nakara.
Wherever the time goes really slow or whatever.
Skyring.
Skyring.
Probably not going back to Skyring.
Yeah. I don't think we're going back to any other planets except potentially wherever the heck Gaia is.
That's a great point.
Since she's been gone for like 6 episodes.
I don't know if we're gonna see her
nobody's
next episode
talked about
either.
her. Not even one person has been like, I wonder where Gaia went. Not one person.
Nobody knows she's missing. All the people who went off on this excursion thought that she was just going back to camp. And then all the people back at camp thought she left on the excursion.
Well, it's, still. Nobody's even said her name,
That's true.
Like, people were talking about Bellamy.
Nobody cares about
Nobody
Gaia.
cares about Gaia.
Poor Gaia.
Poor Gaia.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I think if we don't see her at the end of next week's episode, she has to come back the following week. There's no way they're going to leave that for like the second to last episode to finally explain where she's been. She's going to come and save the day.
Maybe Gaia is actually taking the test right now. And, when she comes back in the last episode, all will be saved. All will be fixed.
That'd be convenient.
Yeah, it would.
I think after rewatching last week's episodes, a part of it, there was a line in there about fighters taking the test. So I think it's going to be multiple people. I think we will have like Bill and Bellamy and Murphy and Clark and Maddie and maybe Shadehada having to team up and take some kind of collective test together. Who knows? Maybe they have to show that they've gotten past their old rivalries in order to ascend, and that part of taking the test properly has to involve people who don't like each other or have a history of, clashing. I don't know.
Maybe they'll all go underground and fight for entertainment to the death.
That could be it. Who knows what these people are up to? Or not people, aliens. But no, I don't think it's going to be one person taking the test. I definitely have changed my opinion on that. I don't know. Bellamy didn't like the idea of using war to get peace and transcendence. I think he's probably
forgotten about that.
I think that might be the wisdom that Duchette keeps with him and actually reminds Bellamy about at some point, and being like, you know what, maybe war isn't the right move here. Maybe your friends are right about the path. They seem to have some more wisdom that maybe we don't. Whereas all the other people might just blindly follow Bill. I thought it was interesting at the beginning of the episode, Levitt's friend, I think it was Krona or something, she did not seem happy about the fact that there was no punishment, and there may be like, factions within the disciples that are gonna try and punish Clark, especially now that they know Clark and all the others don't have the key. Like, how are they gonna figure out how to get through the anomaly? I don't know. Maybe they're gonna need to try and recover the flame, fix it, or see if Maddie or Shadehada can help them with it. I bet they're gonna have to go back to Sanctum to try and find a solution soon, and they're gonna see Shadehada's taken over and
has a chair with skulls on the back.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah. Pretty dark, pretty twisted, but and
where did he get such clean skulls?
Oh, I don't want to know. There was
well, there's the death chamber thing.
I was gonna
skeletons.
Say, yeah.
I'm sure he took them from there.
Yeah,
I feel like he'd want his own kills though. That's the thing. I guess those kind of are his kills, in a sense.
Yeah, he beat Russell.
Yeah, they're Russell's kills, so
They just transfer over.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, why not? I don't know what else I want to say here based on my notes. I think that we've pretty much covered everything. Yeah, the guy said that the light beings were imprints of their energy, and that they were there was a testament in there somehow.
This thing that you wrote down, it said they said at some point remnants of a civilization that I can't even read that. Transcended
yeah.
on Etherea. If they're so transcended, why are they remnants?
Well, we didn't really even see anything. All we saw was
Yeah,
that there was light beings in a cave, and then like there was they didn't have any beds for these alien creatures there. So if that's all the remnants, just the light beings in the cave by themselves, that's not really remnants
What
of
about
a
all those
civilization.
rock things at the beginning? The things that looked vaguely human-like. Actually, they looked like a hell of a lot of like meat or oh, what are those things called? They're not chipmunks. They're like ground weasels. You know what I'm talking about?
I may have missed it, but I thought they were just sticks or like a bunch of sharp things sticking out of the ground. Am I wrong? Did that look like people?
It was like a bunch of rocks that looked like people. Am I wrong? Comment down below. What were those giant rocks?
Maybe I
right
was
in the
not
beginning,
paying
Bellamy
attention
was like,
enough.
"Whoa, rocks!"
I thought it was just sharp rocks. Like I don't know.
I mean, I got like an image of like, I don't know, the History Channel where they show all those like lemmings or whatever those. You know what I'm talking about? Meerkat Manor. That's what it is. Meerkats. I swear, it looks just like that.
Yeah, maybe it's possible. Yeah, that's everything I had in my notes. I think we're ready to wrap this one up. But yeah, if there's anything that you want to add, feel free to jump on in here.
Nope, it was overall pretty good. I feel like it was better than last week's episode, but that may be an unfounded claim since I don't really remember last week's episode. What happened last week? Oh, the whole Dioza died. Yeah, that was sad. That was a good episode. It was not bad.
I like that one. I thought that was pretty good. I think that one was slightly better than this one.
Yeah, they're like about the same. They're alright.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you around. We're looking forward to the next one next week, and then a little tiny break.
And then another break?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I think we got one next week.
Too many breaks.
Indeed.